The extension was completed in time for the Commonwealth Games in 2022, but paving Victoria Square wasn't finished until the end of 2024, so it's a belated look at the stops and what's near to them. There are now 5 extra stops at Town Hall, Library, Brindley Place, 5 Ways and the terminus at Edgbaston Village. The tram leaves Grand Central for the journey to Edgbaston Village. With the pantograph down, it'll be running on batteries. It makes its way up Pinfold Street to the first stop on the new extension. At the top of the hill, it turns the corner and comes to a halt at the first new stop. It's Town Hall, so called because it's opposite the old Town Hall. This foundation stone was laid in 1834. The old Town Hall, with its colonnaded exterior, is now, and has been for many years, a concert venue. The Iron Man, by Sir Anthony Gormley, now presides over New Street. It's said to represent the traditional skills of the West Midlands during the Industrial Revolution. The Town Hall forms one side of Victoria Square, which of course has a statue of the late Queen overseeing the area. The lower part of the square has 2 sphinx-like statues, one on each side. An urban seagull is using one of them as a viewing platform. A river fountain runs between the steps that take you up to the main level of the square, and at the top we find what is commonly referred to as the floozy in the jacuzzi. The council offices form the back of the square, with a balcony used on important occasions to address the crowds below. The triangular part of the entrance has a mosaic by Salviati Burke and Company of Venice, and above that Britannia, receiving the manufacturers of Birmingham. So there it is, Victoria Square, the Iron Man, Victoria and the council offices. Big Brum, Birmingham's answer to Big Ben. It's between the Town Hall and the council offices. Behind the Town Hall is the memorial to Joseph Chamberlain, councillor and Member of Parliament for Birmingham, and father of the Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain, who declared war on Germany in 1939. The tram now leaves the Town Hall, goes round Paradise Circus to the next stop at the start of Broad Street. This stop is called Library because opposite is the library situated in Centenary Square. Just up from the library is Baskerville House, completed in the 1940s, Grade 2 listed, and in 2007 was refurbished with 2 new floors added. On the other side of the square is the 1930s former Birmingham Municipal Bank building. Now owned by Birmingham University, it's a city centre venue for meetings, conferences and also a cafe. The Hall of Memory was completed in the mid-1920s to commemorate all those Birmingham citizens who died in World War I. Embedded in the grass verge outside the Hall of Memory are some plaques commemorating VCs that were won during that conflict. I wonder how many people walking past there nowadays look at them or even realise what they are. The square's completed by more modern buildings: the Rep Theatre, the International Convention Centre and Symphony Hall. Finally, a statue. It's a tribute to the Golden Boys. Matthew Bolton founded the Soho Mint, striking the first large copper penny for the Royal Mint in 1797. James Watt became immortalised when the Watt was adopted as the SI unit of power, and William Murdoch was a pioneer of gas lighting. The Hyatt Hotel, and that's the direction the tram will now be heading. With the old Municipal Bank building in the background, the tram leaves the library stop. up Broad Street and under the bridge that connects the Hyatt to the ICC. It's now on its way to Brindley Place, further up Broad Street. It's not long before it reaches the next stop, and if it wasn't for the bend in the road, you could see the library stop in the distance. It's the third stop on the new extension, and the entrance to Brindley Place is across the road. Brindley Place is a recently developed pedestrianised area. One older building, the former Ousel Street Board School, is home to the Icon Gallery. It's now a complete contrast to its former industrial past. Brindley Place can be used for a variety of outdoor performances and arts events. It's paved in York stone and has a multi-jet fountain. Just off the square is the entrance to the Sea Life Centre. You can then pass a plethora of bars, restaurants, cafes of all sorts until eventually you come to the canal. Ex-President Bill Clinton was filmed at one of these restaurants. In the distance is the bridge back at Broad Street. The bridge is known as Black Sabbath Bridge. It's dedicated to Ozzy Osbourne and the heavy metal rock group, and it's a place where fans come to take selfies. To the left, down by Symphony Hall, is the start of the Walk of Stars. Further up Broad Street, many of the slabs were taken up whilst the metro was constructed. They are still in store and moves are afoot to reinstall them. That little tour has brought us almost back to library, so it's a case now of walking back up Broad Street to the Brindley Place stop. This building is the Birmingham campus of the Global Banking School. Since the 1990s, Broad Street has become well known for its lively nightlife and entertainment scene. It's a port of call for all those seeking bars, restaurants and nightclubs. A 19th century Presbyterian church, a Grade 2 listed building, has now become a nightclub. So it's back at the Brindley stop, just in time to hear the announcement.
The next tram to arrive on platform 1 is to Edgbaston Village, Birmingham.
The tram sets off from Brindley Place, stopping at 5 ways before it gets to Edgbaston Village. With the pantograph up and now under electrical power again, the tram heads off up Broad Street and in a couple of minutes arrives at 5 ways. The name 5 ways goes back to 1565, when 5 roads met at the junction. It's now a large traffic island at the end of Broad Street. This traffic, queuing to get on the island, is coming from the Smethwick area. Number 1 Hagley Road. Formerly offices, now apartments. Pedestrians using the underpasses walk through a park-like area. It's very pleasant, and you wouldn't think there was all that traffic going round the island above you. Back on the surface, traffic is coming from the west, along the Hagley Road. This hotel on the island is in a tastefully restored 1957 building. Using the underpasses again, you come out by the side of the Marriott Hotel, by the statue of Joseph Sturge. He was a Quaker who campaigned tirelessly for freedom and peace, and his statue was unveiled before a crowd of 12,000 in June 1862. A detached house from around 1800, now a Costa Coffee. The clock you can see was erected to mark the 36 years service of Dr. John Burt Davis as Birmingham coroner. He never took a day's absence or appointed a deputy. This building on the junction of Calthorpe Road and Islington Row used to be a branch of Lloyd's Bank. Traffic on Islington Row. I've queued here in the rush hour, waiting to enter and navigate 5 Ways Island. Back through the 5 Ways Island Gardens, and we're at the top of Broad Street again. You then come across the statue of Field Marshal Sir Claude Auchinleck. His only connection with Birmingham was that he was chairman of the company that developed the 5 Ways shopping centre. close by is the Cineworld IMAX Centre. 12 screens. Something for all tastes. There are more of the Walk of Stars plaques in situ at this end of Broad Street. They are a cosmopolitan mixture of broadcasters, entertainers and sports personalities. Those that are in store need reinstalling to fill in the gap between here and Symphony Hall. Another older bank building, this time Barclays and Grade 2 listed. An early 19th century former residence, later a hospital for women and children, and more recently a bar, restaurant and nightclub, in need of a little bit of TLC. The tram now leaves Five Ways for the last leg of the journey to Edgbaston village. The pantograph's down, so it's running on batteries again. An underpass has been built under Five Ways Island. It takes the tram and buses that go down Hagley Road. It re-emerges at the other side of Five Ways Island and continues down the Hagley Road until it reaches the final destination of Edgbaston village. Edgbaston was transformed from a medieval village to a planned, affluent suburb. It's a pleasant environment by the tram stop, and you can look back towards Five Ways Island. Tricorner House, what an appropriate name. Traffic on the Hagley Road is queuing to get on Five Ways Island. That's a sign that meets them as they get closer to the island. Edgbaston village has a shopping centre with a large Morrison's supermarket. Roads off the Hagley Road have a sort of rural feeling. As you look back towards the tram stop, traffic crosses the tram lines. Will the metro ever go further down the Hagley Road towards Bearwood? That's for the future. In the meantime, it's back to Wolverhampton Station.